What's up, geeks? So, I am here to react to the new Overwatch Retribution skins and more. And I'm going to be honest with you, I actually recorded a whole other video where I actually went in-game and looked at them all. And whenever I went to boot it up on my editing system, apparently my computer was just too slow for my capture to capture it, and the file was corrupted. So I have to make a whole new video. So I'm going to pretty much watch O'Nickel's video. If you don't know who O'Nickel is, I'll leave his YouTube and the video that I'm about to watch in the description down below whenever you want to watch it for yourself. But I pretty much watch him for all the new Overwatch updates. He's so good at it. So I'm going to watch his video of him, showing the new skins and all. So let's get to it. 3, 2, 1.
My name is Nickel. O'Nickel. The Overwatch Archives Retribution event is here, and in this video we're going to go through every single item and skin in the event. So I actually recorded this at Blizzard headquarters, and as far as I know, everything that was there is what's going to be in the event. If there are any changes or stuff that wasn't included yet, or maybe there's extra stuff in here, let me know down below in the comments. When it comes to sprays, I actually didn't see any sprays unique to any hero, only the overall Retribution ones. So that might be one of those things I'm referring to. Also, since some of the items from last year were all grouped under the Archives banner, we're basically just going to show you everything, including the repeats, except for the repeats on skins, because that's the one thing I'm sure everyone knows already. Okay, so Lucio actually did get a skin from the Overwatch Archives Retribution event. It's called Equalizer.
Whenever I saw the concept art for this, I was dying for it. Ooh, the gun looks so nice. I didn't check any of the guns whenever I did my other video that corrupted.
They actually decided to make it into a real skin. So the first thing you'll probably notice right off the bat is the fact that it's called Equalizer because his pants actually move to the music. On each side of his hip,
so
he actually
cool.
has a turntable. His bandana.
Oh my gosh, there's a frog on his. There's a frog handprint on his butt, and his belt is a fist. That's cool.
Not only do we have the giant speaker in the front, we have a little special design for the 2 speakers on the side.
It's probably better than I'm watching this than actually making my own video in game because my graphics aren't that good. So.
Like it's sort of like a radio or something. He also has tattoos of black lines on his arm and his body.
That's
and on the back,
awesome.
it almost kind of looks like
I want it so bad.
Or just an entire battery pack to support everything. He also has a frog.
I was I barely have 1,000, but I was trying to get 1,000 for Capoeira, I think is how you announce it. The last event, he got a new skin, which was really nice, and I wanted that. Really?
But he does have the handstand victory pose, which you can see right here.
That was last year's.
His 3 voice lines from the Archives event.
You need to learn to take it easy.
I had Boop as one of mine.
Reaper, as we know, has received the Soldier 24 skin. Jeff Kaplan told us
this
about
is not what we were expecting for this one. We were all expecting him to have that blue skin similar to Soldier 76's
that's one thing I hope we get way more lore on.
Like his Jack Morrison skin pretty much, because I think there was a panel in a comic that looked similar to him, so we were expecting that.
But Soldier 24, I'm really curious to see more lore on this. One thing worth pointing out is the fact that he has tubes all over his forearms, that we actually get to see his hair at the top, and
his hair looks nice.
Kind of camouflage look to him as well. And on the
back,
there's
fade.
Actually not that much going on back there. It's kind of just the back.
Yeah, the back is kind of plain.
Up close, it has a white body and then kind of an outline of black around it on the
RVGR. Is that what that says?
RVGR on the side of it. He does keep his trench coat look, so it definitely keeps his silhouette the same as you would see with his classic skin. And here are his archive voice lines, some of which you probably will remember. And no highlight intros for him.
Looks like it's amateur hour. Moving on. Revenge is sweet.
He's such an
so let's take a
child.
look at Anna. She doesn't have any skins for the events, or emotes, or victory poses, but these are her voice lines.
Smoking. The ghost watches. Lucky for you, we're not keeping score.
Bastion also had no Overwatch Archives skin, emotes, or victory pose, but here are his voice lines from Overwatch Archives overall.
That would be so annoying in
Brigitte, as you
game.
might expect, had no Overwatch Archives skin or emotes, but she actually did.
I haven't played her
a
yet.
Overwatch Archives victory pose. So hers is called Kneel, and she just straight up kneels. That's
Okay.
actually her first victory pose added outside of the base set of them. And she also got 3 unique voice lines for the events as well.
Du gör en höna av en fjäder. Skägget i brevlådan. Time to roll up my sleeves.
Doomfist, as we all know, got his Talon skin, and this skin
Nice.
is pretty awesome, especially when you
I
get to
actually
see
really
the
like
full
this
thing
skin.
and not just these
Even though I
zoomed-in
won't get it
sections
because I don't
of the
play him.
torso. When you get to see the whole thing, the contrast of the white arm actually makes a lot of sense against the rest of his armor.
Yeah.
And we actually have a little description for him here that says, Doomfist rose in power in Talon after killing his mentor, Akinje Adeyemi, the Scourge of Numbani. That's something
That
we
was
actually
already
knew
in
before,
the
but
lore
sometimes these little
that we found
pieces of
out.
information are kind of cool just to see a summary. One other thing that we didn't really notice in the preview was that on his belt area, there's that little circle that actually doesn't have any markings on it. A lot of these Talon skins do have the Talon emblem, and we can see
Interesting.
that on Doomfist's shoulder on his large arm. Also, we're able to take a look at the back now. So on the back where his tricep is, it has these 4 little pieces of metal that stick off. And the front of his fist has the 3 claws with orange behind them as well. It's
Oh, I
interesting
thought that
they
was
did go
red.
with an orange kind of glow to it when his face paint is red, but still works out. That orange is actually consistent elsewhere, like on the side of his kneecap, behind his Achilles tendon. and
That
even
would
on his
annoy
other
me so
forehead,
bad,
which kinda
though.
looks like it has little teeth.
Everything
Actually,
else
I
is
want to get more
orange, but
skins
his
because
face paint.
It just opens up even more possibilities for
That
custom
would
game
annoy
modes
me
in the
so
game mode. He
much.
didn't have any emotes or victory poses, but he did have these 3 voice lines.
I am not your savior. I didn't ask for your opinion. I know you can do better.
And as for
Boring,
our highlight intro,
as
we
usual.
have Doomfist combo, which you can see here. Up next is Genji. Obviously, we got Genji's Black Watch
Yeah,
skin
I have that
last
one
year.
from
A lot of
last
people
year.
thought that he
It's
would be
so
the one
slick.
receiving another
Even though I
Black
don't
Watch
play
skin,
Genji.
Since even though Reaper had a Black Watch skin, he still got a skin of his own this time around. But it turns out that's not the case. No emotes, but he has the Meditate Victory pose for
have
the
that.
Archives event, and these 3 voice lines.
Tie them up. Life and death balance on the edge of my blade. Your eyes deceive you.
So then we have Hanzo. And
Okay,
as we
I have
saw
so
before,
much to say
Simon
about
of
Hanzo's skin,
Hanzo
like,
is
I
kind of
know
like the Shimada
he
clan
knows
big boss
how much
skin that
suits
Hanzo
cost.
did.
Why
And
would
in
you rip the
information
arm
box, it
off
says,
a
"Over
suit
the
jacket?"
centuries, the Shimada clan grew to profit from a lucrative trade in arms and other illegal substances. So this definitely plays
Great
on
to
the
know.
whole
Thanks,
nefarious side
Hanzo.
of the Shimada clan. And Hanzo definitely looks
Look
the
at his
part. He's got
watch.
That iced out wrist, the black gloves
The
on,
short
the
hair
pinstripe
is
business
so
attire,
interesting.
and the whole thing has a
Looks
theme
like
of
Johnny
blue.
Test
From the sides
almost.
of the vest, the actual emblem on his shoulder and the quill on the
I
back.
don't. I
We also
really
get to
actually
see
like
future
the
business
armor
uses,
on
like,
his shoulder.
and the side of his
That's
arm
interesting.
That actually has the arrows leaning towards it. Has these 3 pieces
Is that a
go
flask?
down it as well.
Oh,
and it's also worth
sake.
noting that one sleeve is black and one sleeve is white. It kind of has like a Two-Face style of look. I
My
didn't
only
notice
problem with
from
this is
the
it looks a
preview,
lot
but
like
it
McCree's
kinda
like
also
blue
looks more
poncho
striking back
skin.
than usual. But anyway, here is the bow, so you can see how it looks.
Ooh.
And if you guys remember
Okay.
the training emotes, there it is right there. No victory poses,
Yeah.
but here are 3 voice lines from the Overwatch Archives event.
There is beauty in simplicity. My fate is written in blood.
All right, Hanzo.
Moving on to Junkrat, he didn't have any skins, any emotes, but he did have a pretty cool victory pose that both him and Roadhog emotes, but he did have a pretty cool victory pose that both him and Roadhog share, and it's actually called Mugshot. So this is a really clever idea.
In my
Surprised
game,
it didn't
though,
come to the game
he
earlier.
has
It's
the,
just Junkrat making a face, holding his
He
own
has
name on a
the
little
Christmas
plate, kind
skin
of
with
like
the rubber
old
ducky on the back of it,
Mugshot.
and whenever
So it
he
his
has
name on there,
that
Jameson,
skin
and
on with
the
this,
numbers
it's
associated with it also.
hilarious.
It's a really cool victory pose. Probably one of my favorites from the event. Here are all of his voice lines from the Archives event.
Don't you come the raw prawn with me. I really blew that one. Too right.
What does that
McCree
even
obviously
mean, the
had his
raw
Black Watch
prawn?
skin from last year, but no new skins beyond that. And the
I
text
want
on
it
that,
so
this
bad,
is
even though I
this
don't
year,
play
it
him
actually
because
says,
it's
"Young
just
Jesse
really
was
slick
recruited into Black
yeah,
Watch
slick
because
looking.
Gabriel Reyes saw his potential and gave him a choice: join Black Watch or rot in prison. No emotes, but we do have the showdown victory pose from McCree, and these are his 3 voice
Boring.
lines from the Archives event.
Man's gotta have rules. Don't sass me. Guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way.
For May, obviously we know that May is getting
This skin is so dumb to me. It's so plain and boring. Also, her hip looks broken in this.
Antarctica's cryogenics facility. May was kept in hibernation.
Okay, her gun is interesting, but like everything else is just so boring. I don't like this skin whatsoever.
In full form in the Rise and Shine animated short, but here we actually get to have hyper casual May playable in the game. This was probably the most requested of all the skins we've seen in Overwatch animated shorts or in the comics up to this point. Mostly just because I think people wanted to have her run around in pajamas essentially, but actually fighting. And I mentioned this in a previous video,
but that's
so far
dumb.
we've actually had pretty much every animated short skin that I can think of fulfilled. This was the final one that was obvious and hadn't been created yet. Because we also had Reinhardt when he
If you
was
see me
young.
keep looking,
That's
I'm
part
just
of
trying to
the
make
box
sure
of
my
the
camera is still
point of
recording
May,
because
one
the
with
battery's
flashing
dying.
jacket and everything. That's
But
part of
anyways,
the box
this
now.
skin is so
Even in the
dumb.
comics, We had casual Hanzo. So this is a huge one in terms of being requested. May in her sleeping clothes essentially, with her little slippers that you can buy in the Blizzard store, along with her polar bear pants and her summer game sweater. Also, a Snowball is a little teapot on her back now. If you just look at the list of skins, May has an insane amount of legendary skins at this point. But despite that, almost everyone seems to be very happy about this. We can actually take a look at the end of it.
Sure, there's a reasonable scientific explanation for this.
So now we have Mercy, no skins.
Sorry,
no
I don't
emotes.
care for
And when I
May
say no skins,
whatsoever.
I mean, obviously, besides last year's.
There's a lot of characters I
victory
actually don't
poses.
care
These are her
for,
3 voice
story-wise and
A
everything,
tiny
but
intervention.
May is just incredibly boring
Even bother.
for this
You really
event.
should take better
I don't
care of
understand why they added
For
anything
Moira, as
for
we
her.
know, she got her black
She
watch
got her new
skin,
skin,
I think is
which
actually
looked
pretty
great.
cool. And now that we
It
can
looks
see
great,
compared
I
to
should
the
say.
classic skin
We
here,
saw this
she actually
in
does lose
the
quite a bit of the silhouette
Retribution
that
trailer.
she's kind of known
I'll put a
for in
link
terms
to
of
my
being
reaction to that
identified.
video
She
down below
takes the
too.
size of her hip. So the flavor text on this one says, in addition to her research as a part of Blackwatch, Moira occasionally participated in clandestine operations, including the Venice incident.
Yep.
She's straight up Blackwatched out. Her shoulder has the Blackwatch logo. Her beret, the top has a Blackwatch logo.
Why
I've said
a
it million
beret?
times, but this is very reminiscent of her in her origins video.
She doesn't wear
This
hats in any
slight
of the
variation
comics
in
or
color
anything,
and
so
the
why
fact
is
that
she wearing a
actually has it
beret?
going on now. She also has those 2 black marks on her cheeks, lots of tubage going into her purple tank behind, and then pretty much besides that, she's mostly blacked out. All of her legs kind of are all blacked out, with a little exception of a metallic color across the top of her foot, and then that drape that goes down the middle is a dark red. It's a pretty cool skin. I'll probably rock
interesting.
this one. Obviously, with Orisa, we have the Null Sector skin from last year. No emotes. Victory pose is the puppy victory pose, where the little puppy from her other emote,
He's so
where you
cute.
first saw the puppy, is now licking her face.
But
Then
why
these
the
are her
puppy?
3 voice
Like, I
lines.
want to know the story.
Division by 0. Some functionality may still be in beta. I was only trying to help.
And for her highlight
Like,
intro,
does
she
Iffy
has
have a puppy?
beautiful highlight intro,
And they just
which is
happen to get
basically where
along?
It looks like Reinhardt is charging at her and fails. No Pharah skins for the event, but she does have the flare emote where she pops open her shoulders. No victory poses, but these are her 3 voice lines.
Don't take it personally. I am the Rocket Queen.
I live for a good fight.
Yeah.
Reinhardt has his kneel pose, which, as you guys saw with Brigitte, can match now. And these are her 3 voice lines.
Easy does it. Prost.
What does that mean, Ross?
Warthog also has
Or
the
Prost, I don't know how to-
mugshot victory
nope.
pose, which I really like a lot. In his case, obviously, it
He's so
says
tiny.
Mako, because his name is Mako. It has the number across the top as well. But it's kind of cool if you ever end up playing with a
Mako
Junkrat and a robot
Ratolage?
together,
Okay.
and they win a game, you can have them both lined up for their mugshot at the end. Here are his 3 voice lines, and that pretty much rounds them out.
I've killed someone for less than that. She'll be right. Do you want to scrap
She'll
with
be
me?
right.
For Soldier 76,
Who's he
some people
referring
thought
to
he
in
was gonna
that?
get a skin for the event. Turns out that's not the case, but he does have his push-up emote and these 3 voice lines.
Don't call me a hero.
But you
I'm
are.
not getting any younger. Whatever you say.
Sombra, as we know from before, has the new Talon skin. The text
That
on
looks
says Sombra is
slick.
too happy to utilize
That
the
looks
power
so
and roots of
slick.
Talon while pursuing her own
Ooh.
goals. It's actually a really cool skin. She's pretty much all in white.
I love the
And now that we
haircut,
get to see
too.
The entire thing. She kind of has a skirt-shaped thing going down that has
A couple of her
hexagons
skins
all
have that.
connected to each other in red
Ooh.
across that, and that red line kind of plays a role throughout. One thing a lot of people were making fun of her for was her quote-unquote mom hairstyle, because I think people are so used to her partially shaved head. And if you take a look at the gun, you can actually see the Talon logo on
It
the
looks
gun
so
as well.
slick.
I mean, that's to be
And it's got
expected
the
because if it's a
laser
Talon skin,
like
it's definitely Talon brand.
Makrita's.
The gun up close actually
Double
looks really cool.
laser.
It has a little knife sticking in the front of it, kind of like in a bayonet style, but with an SMG. And it keeps up the same theme of the core of it being white with accents of red and black.
I like that.
The weapon looks really good. So these are her 3 voice lines for the event.
Volvamos a la medianoche. No le saques. I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm not going to.
Symmetra has her light reading, victory pose, as well as these 3 voice lines.
Kindly adjust. I've taken your opinion under advisement. Time pass.
If you guys
Boring.
remember last time, Torbjorn actually had 2 skins.
I don't like her either.
Engineer Lindholm and
Just
Ironclad.
because I know the lore,
Didn't get anything new for this
and
year, but these are his
I love
3 voice
Lucio because I'm a Lucio main, and those two don't get along. And I agree 100% with Lucio.
Intro for My Baby, his one most cherished
I have that.
baby in the whole world. A ton of people thought Tracer was going to get a new skin,
Nope.
but nope. She still only has her Cadet Oxton skin from last year. She does have these 3 voice lines, and that's pretty much it.
Don't be daft. Sorry I'm late.
That's like the first time,
For Widowmaker,
or at least
she,
one of the
course, has her
times
talent
that
skin from
she
last year,
hasn't
nothing
gotten a new
These 3
skin.
voice lines.
Which I'm glad she didn't, because she gets like a new skin for every event.
About to begin. Your emotions make. The performance is about to begin. Your emotions make you vulnerable.
So Winston actually has a unique skin for
Interesting.
the Overwatch Archives Retribution event called Specimen 28. I'm sure a ton of you guys know what Specimen 28 is from. If you don't, it has to do with the Horizon Lunar Colony. There's actually a lot of lore involved in that. But the
Yeah, I want to learn so much more about it. Like, why did they decide to colonize on the moon and do research on apes? Like,
that of the other subjects. This is really cool that they're actually revisiting.
I wonder how much that would cost to colonize on the moon.
They'll
Like,
actually revisit it entirely. We can figure out what is going on with Hammond, what's going on with that entire situation in general. But this game looks pretty crazy. It looks like he definitely had a lot of experimentation going on. It even has his own tubage going into his brain.
Why did they decide to give a monkey,
for
like,
brain activity, since
a
it
rocket
specifically
launcher?
mentions his rapid brain development. We see on the front of him it says
why.
Winston. He has his little 28 number on the front as well, and what looks like electrical nodes all over him to possibly track for anything else that he had going on. And on his back, he has these 2 little jet things too. There's probably a simple explanation of what those are. But on the weapon,
oh yeah,
you can see that the
jetpacks,
wiring
not
is basically
rocket
exposed on the side
launchers.
of the T cannon,
Or
and we
whatever
also
I
see
said.
that it's once again labeled Subject
Interesting.
28. I don't know why he would have a weapon as a subject, but obviously it's just a
Yeah,
theme. It
that's
looks
a good
pretty
question.
cool. It all fits together. He looks like more of an experiment than Soldier 24, probably because Soldier 24 had to actually go out and do things, presumably.
Yeah.
Winston was just being experimented on. There's also a big tube in the back that connects it, and looking at right down the middle of it also looks really cool, just based on the whole color scheme of it. That bright highlighter yellow contrasting against all of the gray and brown of everything else. So this is a cool skin. I still probably like the Yeti one better, but I'm pretty stoked on this one as well. He also has his peanut butter victory pose where we see him with all
I have
his
that one.
jars of peanut butter and he's in the middle of eating it. And on top of that, he has these 3 voice lines.
Have you, seen my glasses?
they're on your
I
face.
have the right stuff. Primal punch!
Zarya has her This Is Strength.
I love that.
She's flexing, but I think you guys are probably familiar with that. And these are her 3 voice lines.
Yeah, I was really confused if that was old or new.
Battle. Ready to give up? You have failed your team.
On top of that, she also has her Graviton Surge highlight intro
Eh.
as well, for a mere 750
boring.
credits. And these are Zenyatta's voice lines.
Walk along the path to enlightenment.
If you do not change direction, you may end up where you're headed. That was your lesson for today.
He also does have this highlight intro, if you haven't seen this, the perspective one.
Have
And
that one
finally,
too.
For the overall sprays, we have
I was
the
really
Archives
confused
one,
about
which
the
is just the Archives
skins,
logo.
or not
This is the one
skins, the
with Christmas
sprays.
blue.
I couldn't
We
really
also have
find
the one for the Talon Assassin,
them, except these
with the
main
claws
ones.
ready to go in little
They're
slash
cute.
marks. The
They're
Talon
simple.
Enforcer, which has that double barrel looking weapon.
He looks like
and
he's crying.
Somewhat resembles having tears in its eyes. Then there's also the Talon Heavy Assault, which is this massive guy that has the 2 miniguns essentially on his arms. The Talon Sniper, which a lot of people thought this was Widowmaker,
That
but
looks so
referred to as
cool.
the Talon Sniper, with a little twinkle in the
I want
eye.
to see cosplays
And
of
then
that
finally,
so
the
bad.
Talon Trooper, which is kind of like the grunt of all the Talon forces. If you guys ended up enjoying the video, don't forget to
Alrighty
subscribe
then.
to the channel.
Yeah, go subscribe to him. He's really good when it comes to Overwatch information, and he updates it like that. So, definitely go and check him out. I'll put a link to his this video down below so you can watch it for yourself if you want to. And if you want to see me react to the trailer, the Retribution trailer that came out about a week or two ago, I'll put that in the link below. But yeah. Anyways, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button, and if you want to see more geeky videos whenever I put them out, hit the subscribe button. But until then, stay geeky, my friends.